Hey guys, it's Kayla, and today's video is going to be a work day in my life vlog. I'm going to take you through my day as a social media manager and really try and go in depth as possible into what I do and what my day looks like. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Kayla and I work as a full-time social media manager at a PR agency. We mainly service clients in the wedding and events industry and real estate. Those are kind of my two main categories of clients. I currently have 14 different accounts that I'm on in some capacity, so it's definitely a busy time right now, but it's also exciting because there's lots to do and we've gotten a lot of new exciting clients recently. This is just going to be a typical day for me. I don't have any client meetings today, which is nice, so I can try and get a lot of work done. I do have quite a few internal meetings, but a lot of them are just working meetings with me and the other social media manager, so we can kind of work on things together and get things done. I guess that's my little intro to today, to the vlog, and I'm gonna go make myself breakfast before I hop into work for the day. I got myself all situated upstairs and then realized that Brian has meetings like all morning, and so do I, but mine are all internal and mostly just with the other social media managers, so I don't really need to be upstairs. I can work down here, so got myself all situated again down here. Before I hop into my workday, I wanted to cover just a little bit about what I do, what are my responsibilities as a social media manager. I think a lot of people think being a social media manager is just posting on Instagram and calling it a day, but there is a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that is on my plate as a social media manager. I don't think people realize just how big of a scope it entails and how much I'm doing, and I have 14 accounts right now, so there's a lot. It's definitely very busy right now, but it's kind of fun to kind of manage all of this and keep track of it. So I would say my main kind of responsibility is social media engagement, so checking all of my accounts every single day on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those are the ones I kind of do daily, and then I check LinkedIn and Pinterest weekly for my clients. On Instagram, I'm going in and tagging their posts every day, responding to comments, liking and engaging in other posts. On Facebook, I'm checking any notifications, responding to any relevant questions. Same with Twitter. Those are kind of more low-key. Instagram takes a little bit more time and effort. And then I do Instagram curating and captioning. I have a few accounts where I'm kind of the team lead on, or I'm in charge of curating their Instagram. So that is me filling out their feed, planning out their content, and captioning, adding hashtags, all of that. I also do Facebook scheduling for all of my clients and LinkedIn scheduling for all of my clients. So scheduling out posts on all of those platforms. Those don't post every single day like Instagram does, but still several times a week. So it's a lot of content that I am scheduling. What else do I do? Oh, I also do Pinterest scheduling or Tailwind scheduling. Tailwind is the main scheduling platform that we use for Pinterest. So any of my clients on Tailwind, I am scheduling out all their content on there. Most of them post 10 to 12 times a day, so it's a lot of content going in there. And if they're not on Tailwind, then I'm manually pinning for them a few times a week so that they're getting new content out. I also write blog posts. I help with Instagram captioning for other clients. I also create custom Instagram stories and Pinterest stories for some of my clients. Those are kind of the main tasks. I'm sure there's some other things that I do as well, but that's kind of the bulk of it, the gist of it. And yeah, there's a lot that goes on and goes into it on a daily basis that I have to manage and keep track of. Now it's time to hop into my work day. My first meeting is with the other social media manager, and she's just going to help me pull content for one of the accounts that we have. We post a lot on there and it's mostly inspirational posts, so we just kind of have to pull all of that content and add it into our scheduling platform, which takes a lot of time. So she's helping me out today to just dump a bunch of content in there so I can get it scheduled out for a few weeks, and then it's a little bit easier to manage. So I'm gonna hop on this call and I will check in with you guys later. Just came upstairs to work because Brian is off his meeting, and I have a meeting right now that I have to hop on. but I wanted to update you on what I've been doing for the last few hours. So I just pretty much was pulling content for this account and scheduling out posts. I have about 2 weeks of posts all scheduled out, and there's way more in drafts. I just need to actually pull them into the queue, but I'm very particular with how it looks, so I have to like keep rearranging things and moving them around until I'm happy with it. So I'll probably work on that more later and captioning for it, but at least I have content laid out for another 2 weeks now. Now it's time to start with engagement, which is what I'm hopping on this meeting to do. It's with the other social media manager, and we kind of tag team it and work on our accounts together. It just keeps us a little bit more focused and productive when we are on a call together. I already did Facebook and Twitter engagement because that doesn't take me very long. I can just quickly go through that, but it's time to sit down and do Instagram engagement, which definitely takes the longest. It'll probably take about 45 minutes to tag all the posts, respond to comments, and do all of that. So I'm gonna hop on, get that done, and then it'll probably be lunchtime after that. I just wrapped up my engagement for the day. I did all of my Instagram engagement, and then I had to do LinkedIn and Pinterest for one client. So I went in, got all of that done, and now I'm going to eat lunch and chill for a little bit. And then after lunch, we will come back in and keep working for the afternoon. I think I'm gonna try and tackle kind of the administrative things that I have to do first. I want to pull my weekly analytics so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning, and I need to fill out a meeting agenda for a client tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and get those little things done, and then I'm meeting with Abby again at 2 to work on scheduling. We just like to hop on a meeting and work through things together. We just stay a lot more focused and productive when we're working together. So yeah, I'm gonna try and just wrap up a bunch of things before that meeting at 2. Okay, I've gotten a lot done over the last little bit. I did check and tag all the weekend posts to make sure those are good to go, make sure all the posts are scheduled at the right time, there's no caption errors, things like that. And then I also filled out the agenda for the client meeting we have tomorrow. I just filled out all the social media numbers that I need to report on, so that is done. And then I also started working on the weekly account analytics that we go over in our Friday staff meeting, and I didn't quite finish that up, but I should be able to wrap it up shortly. But right now I need to meet with the other social media manager to work on scheduling. We just set meetings to work together on these things. So Facebook scheduling, LinkedIn scheduling, Tailwind scheduling, we'll just set a time aside each week or a few times each week. This week we have a lot of scheduling to do, so we set 2 meetings and we'll just hop on and work together. So I gotta hop on this meeting and work on scheduling for a little bit. I have a few different accounts and clients I can work on, and then we will kind of wrap up everything else after this meeting. I just hopped off my meeting with the other social media manager a few minutes ago. I didn't actually work too much on the scheduling just because I had a few other things that I needed to get to and respond to. I did finish putting in those weekly account analytics, and I responded to a few client emails, and now I've been working on setting up some Facebook and Instagram ads. I was waiting for the client to approve them, and they finally sent over their approvals, so I'm trying to get the whole month of March scheduled out just so I don't have to worry about it and think about it every week. So I'm scheduling all of these. I have 2 of them done, and I have 2 more to set up, and then we'll be good to go with this, and then we will kind of be done for the day. I have a ton of different tasks and responsibilities, which is nice because I can always kind of work on something different. My days always look a little bit different. My mornings, I kind of have a routine and start the same way, but then my afternoons are kind of free to do as I please with. I have to obviously work still, but I can switch up what I'm working on. Today was a lot of Facebook scheduling and ads, but some days it's writing blog posts, some days it's scheduling for clients on Instagram. It kind of just depends and varies, but I like that because if I stay scheduled in advance enough, I can really choose what I work on, and I don't have to be like pressured to have to get something done by a certain day. So that's why I always try and really stay ahead, stay scheduled ahead, so that I don't have to do things last minute or have to work on something. I can kind of choose what to work on, if that makes sense. I'm gonna wrap up these ads for the day, and then we'll probably head to the park soon. Rosie always loves going to the park in the evening with all her doggy friends, so that will be next on the agenda once we wrap this up. We did end up going to the park, then the grocery store, and then we made dinner, and I just finished dinner and ice cream, and now I'm just kind of chilling and relaxing for the evening. I know my workday is over, but I wanted to sit down and answer some of your guys' questions. I asked on Instagram if you wanted me to talk about anything specific or answer any questions, so I have a few of them. So gonna answer them right now. The first question is how you got into social media managing. I kind of knew at the end of high school and beginning of college that this is what I wanted to do. I was really interested in social media and YouTube, and I kind of wanted to pursue that. My major was public relations, since obviously social media is not a major at most colleges yet, so I knew that I needed to get a lot of internships and experience in social media throughout my college experience, career, I don't know what you call it. So I had a few different internships on campus as a social media intern, and I also had an internship at an agency, and all of that experience in college helped me apply for the full-time job I have now. And really, I just applied to about 1.5 billion different jobs on Indeed, both in San Diego and remote, because I knew I wanted to stay here and I was always interested in working remotely. So I was applying to those, and I honestly got so lucky with the job I have now. It kind of fell into my lap and all aligned perfectly, so I'm really happy about that. The next question is, how do you keep up and keep learning in an industry that's so new and changing? That's definitely true. Social media is constantly changing and evolving, and you really have to be up to date on what's going on. There's always new trends, new platforms, new features that you have to be aware of, and think about how you can utilize them for your clients. Like Clubhouse, that's a new app, so you have to think, would any of my clients be successful on this app? Could they use it in any different way? I think really just being on social media helps with this, and really paying attention to what you're kind of consuming on social media, not just like, oh, I like this picture, but how are brands promoting themselves, and kind of think more into it than just looking at it. You have to kind of analyze what you're viewing on social media, if that makes sense. I also try and follow some key resources or influencers on social media who talk about this. I love Elle Duclos because she is constantly sharing Pinterest updates and what's going on with the Pinterest algorithm. So that is one influencer or kind of resource that I pay attention to and follow, because I could never keep up with every single trend and every single platform. So if you find a resource or anything that's really good that shares tips on one specific platform, then follow them, keep up to date with them, and kind of figure it out that way. Someone else said, is it challenging to come up with posts for a brand? I would say yes and no to this. I think for new clients, it can definitely be difficult to figure out what they want. When you get a new client, you really have to kind of get on the same wavelength, get on the same page. So I would say for some of the newer clients, it can be a little tricky to nail this, and it might take a little bit of back and forth before you get somewhere where you're happy with it on both ends. But a few of the clients at my company have been there for quite a while, so I would say it's not really too tricky to figure out what to do for them. We really have a good rhythm and system down, and they can always come to us with any changes or things that they want to add in and stuff like that. But for the most part, those clients are like really set and secure, and we know how to kind of market them. It probably depends what industry you're in. It might be a little bit more challenging to promote like a lawyer or doctor in an interesting way on social media versus weddings and events. Those are always fun, really pretty, and eye-catching, so I don't think it is too difficult, but it would definitely vary a lot for what industry you work in. Someone else asked how someone can start working in this field. Definitely just try and take any and all opportunities in college that you can when it comes to social media. I feel like I did so many internships, had so much experience, and it was still a struggle to find a full-time job. Definitely just work your hardest and kind of take any opportunity that presents itself to you, and really work your hardest to prove yourself and show that you can do the work and understand what goes on with social media in every single aspect. And if you're still in college or just looking to get into social media, definitely build a digital portfolio for yourself. This is definitely something I wish I did in college. I feel like this would have helped me so much when applying to jobs. It's definitely something I should even still do now, and just collect all the work that you've done or clients that you've had, any project in social media that you've worked on, just kind of collect it all in one space so you can present it to potential employers in the future. One last question for today, and it is, how can you scale and be promoted in the field? I feel like this is a really interesting question to talk about. Social media is still a very new field, so I feel like it is not the same as like engineering, where there's a ton of different levels and you have to kind of prove yourself and work your way up. I feel like as a social media manager, you kind of just hop in and do it all. Maybe it's different at my company because it's fairly small and I'm given given a lot of responsibility and a lot of accounts. I feel like there's not really a way to be promoted or keep moving yourself up in a small company. Maybe if you're at a bigger agency, I'm really happy with where I'm at in my company because I get to do a little bit of everything. I have so much responsibilities as a 24-year-old new grad. Like, I'm doing a lot and I really enjoy that. I think the main way you can kind of scale as a social media manager is to work for yourself, because then you can personally decide your rates, how many clients you want to take on. It scales up a lot more when you are working for yourself, but then all of that responsibility is on you and you have to deal with finding new clients, keeping clients on, and all of that. I really like working at an agency right now where I'm at in life because for the most part I can clock in at 9 and clock out at 5 and be done. Sometimes I have to work in the evenings or on weekends, but normally that's very rare and it's normally like a quick 5-minute thing. But if you are working for yourself and have your own clients, then you have to be responsible for everything, and I feel like it would be a lot harder to kind of check out at the end of the day. I'm sure eventually I would love to freelance and take on my own clients, but right now I like not having the responsibility to worry about getting new clients and all of that. I just have to do the actual job of being a social media manager and not being kind of a business manager, if that makes sense. Okay, I definitely just talked for a lot longer than I planned, but I hope you found those questions, those answers helpful. I think it is time to brush my teeth and get ready for bed, so let's go do that. It is 9:15 and I am in bed. I'm probably going to read for just a few minutes and go to sleep, but I wanted to hop on and end off this vlog. I hope you like seeing a work day in my life, kind of more in depth, taking you through what I'm doing, what tasks I'm working on. If you want to see more of these, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave me comments down below, letting me know what you want to see, what you want me to cover, all of that. Of course, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There's been a lot of new faces, a lot of new subscribers in the last few days, so if you're new here, thank you for subscribing and sticking around. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one.